Hey, this is Taylor with a quick note. Just a few more episodes left of this series, and I'd love to hear what you think. You can reach out at podcastgod.net. Now, on to the show.
The dog is dead. See? He gets it.
The master of dungeon torture casts a gaze upon you. He retorts.
Puns are funny. Punchlines about dead things are not.
You huff out a fireball.
It's different, I know.
The dungeon master loads a prisoner onto a heinous wooden implement with hooks and chains and a feather right by the offender's nose.
You gonna help me enact punishment on these traitorous heathens, or just sit there making up jokes and juggling rats?
Scaring and fighting, is that all you think I'm good for?
You peer at the feather tickling the nose of the prisoner and ask the dungeon master.
Hey, you think there's something to this? This guy on the rack over here, he gets it, man.
The dungeon master stops spinning a crank and sighs.
All right, look at me. Make a silly face.
Like this?
Sorry, bud. You're big and loud and scary.
One of the king's messengers appears in the doorway to the dungeon. He alerts you all that the whole castle operation is mobilizing for an extended conference with the neighboring kingdom.
You all be quiet, or you'll get double the torturing. Let's pack up. Road trip. I tell you what, if I had those big old wings of yours.
I don't fly. I can't get ideas way up there.
Ideas?
You know, for funny stuff.
Look, I don't think you've got a shot, but you should at least let the king know.
I don't think so.
Nobody likes the Jester anyways. His jingly bells and shoes and hat. What's that about anyway? Oh, Lord.
A dragon who can't fly. I've never seen anything like it. Ah!
Don't worry about him. Say, run that one by me again?
Well, it's not all there, but I think it ends with a big sneezing finale.
The caravan turns around to face you, livestock running ablaze. Another dragon swoops down from the start of the train, landing in front of you. He glares, chastises, and flies back to the front.
A great army general, but a terrible father.
The dungeon master pretends to look interested in something else.
Oh good, the minstrels are coming up.
You arrive at the first village in the neighboring kingdom.
I love going to new places.
Well, you could fly. Don't give me that look, I know. You want to see. Speaking of which, get a load of this guy.
He refers to the town crier, hands cupped to his mouth, standing before you.
Hear ye, neighboring kingdom traipseth through our lands. New Jester competition expected to draw huge crowds. Orcs and goblins seek representation in the north. Sale on potions 2 for 1. 'Tis the news of the day.
Wait, what's the Jester competition?
A talent search by our great king. A new Jester must be discovered to entertain his majesty and his court.
I'm right here. You don't have to yell.
'Tis my job to yell. Until I pass on, I will shout the news.
Right. What happened to the old Jester?
He disappeared some time ago, but that's last month's crying. Old news. Hear ye, come round.
The dungeon master slaps you on the scales, but you shake your head.
I'm gonna find a place to sleep.
You wander off, through the village, into a nearby forest. You try out some jokes, mumbling to yourself. What are you doing out here in my forest? The voice comes from a unicorn, standing in a clearing.
you're...
Do dragons ever have a plan? I guess they just wing it. You can't place why, but he seems like a rebel. Unicorns usually are.
Do you mind if I use that? I'm working on some material.
I know, I heard you. You out here for the Jester competition? You ponder, and decide.
Yes, I am.
Say what? I'll help you on your audition. Competition's here soon. Based on your mumbling, you could use some help. Come back tomorrow, and we'll get started.
Why tomorrow?
Because training ain't no joke, and this is going to be a long process with ups and downs, and it's unreasonable without a passage of time.
I guess that makes sense.
You leave, feeling a bit unsure, but also excited, returning the next day. The unicorn gives you a single pointer. See, even the narration is funnier. And you show him your ideas. Are you dragging? Come on! He makes you swing your tail and bare your teeth. It doesn't seem funny, but he insists. Bigger, louder! You go from the time in the forest, exhausted, to return to help with the Dungeon Master's torture regimes. The days pile on, with nary a chance of moving back to the castle.
I don't know where you go anymore. Did you hear the news?
Hear ye, kingly negotiations are not going well. Brink of chaos, inside sources say. Also, the neighboring kingdom is still hanging round, so if it were all good, they'd be gone already. Illnesses continue due to King's unicorn disappearance. Potions, still 2 for 1.
You wonder, and traipse back into the secret woods. You're late today.
Did you work for the king?
Listen, kid, whatever you heard, the Jester had it coming.
What do you mean? What, did you kill the Jester?
No, I ran away. He was already sick. I stopped healing everyone, every second of every day. You know, the rare magical horn.
That's awful.
And you like being scary? You want to stop that?
That's different.
All they want you to be is what you are. Doesn't matter if you help everyone and hate yourself.
Oh, I get it now. You wanted to use me to get back in the king's court. I see.
No,
Help the stupid dragon make a fool of himself.
Listen, Lizard, I can't go back. I'm never going back. This kingdom doesn't want a silly old unicorn. I'm not it. I thought you were. I think you are. You look at his outstretched hoof. He shakes his mane for you to follow him. In the clearing sits a gang of rebels, rejects. You lock eyes with a phoenix, a goblin, a mermaid, a centaur, and more. They give their approval, clap, and grunt and cheer and burst into flames. One more rehearsal. Knock 'em dead. You hit them with all you've got, in a hilarious, multifaceted, entertaining show like no other. With a bow and a flip of the wing, you thank the audience and leave them to make your way with the unicorn to the competition. Oh, good, some minstrels. You walk with him, ready for the big event, but feel heat, and in the distance, see flames engulfing the town. You rush to the center of town. The town crier remains.
Negotiations failed. Battle imminent. Jester competition cancelled. Potion still 2 for 1. 'Tis the news.
The unicorn nods, and you leave him to run to the battlefield, hoping there's time to stop the carnage. You arrive at the open field, the battle not yet begun. Combatants form up on either side of the expanse, confusion in their eyes. Your father swoops down, demanding you take to the skies. You must strike fear into the enemy's hearts with him. The battle is inevitable. There's no telling what will happen, but they need you to fight. You look at him and the Dungeon Master. your knights, and the army formed on the other side of the battlefield.
I can't go along with your plan.
Your father snorts.
I'm a dragon, and we just wing it.
You run to the center of the field, tripping over your tail, sliding into the mud. The armies on either side of you have your full attention. All eyes on you, on this massive, open arena. It's too big, too loud, and too scary. Not for a dragon.
Why don't you ever let us tell stories? Well, we do tend to drag on. Our tales are way too long.
Your performance is impeccable. Your routines and pratfalls refined from the training in the woods. Your expressions huge from across the war zone. You turn in all directions to keep them engaged, but the armies approach each other, and you fear the worst. You ramp up the physical comedy as they come closer, closer, until they're circled around, and you get to the grand finale.
And I told her, I'm not allergic to dogs.
You open your eyes to see the armies surrounding you. Their eyes are closed, not from fear, but... The kings from both kingdoms come forward, followed by their courts and nobles. The mood is calm. They shake hands, opening the negotiations again. A shadow descends from above. Your father, outside the circle, in the distance. A stoic glare, and then a big toothy smile.
Incredible! A dragon jester. I've never seen anything like it.
You nod as the soldiers show their appreciation, as your old friend, the dungeon master, approaches.
Well, it's different.
He pats you on the scales, and you squint, as at the edge of the woods, you see a glimpse of white and a horn.
Oh, good. The minstrels are here.
Thanks so much for listening. The Dog is Dead is written by me, Taylor Zabloski, at a table in the public library, recorded under a blanket in my closet, and edited in a fast food restaurant booth with the nearest power outlet. Let me know what you think by leaving a review or sending a message at podcastgod.net. Thanks again for listening, and stay tuned.